We've got some breaking news as the New York Giants have added another cornerback to the roster. Mario Goodrich has been claimed off of waivers. He will be a part of this football team, and he comes over from the Philadelphia Eagles. In today's video, we've got an in-depth scouting report on Goodrich, and also the Giants, they signed another cornerback over the weekend. I haven't got a chance to talk about it, so we'll do it on today's show. But first, hit that subscribe button. We put out free, informative, entertaining content every day, and it's the last day of the month. We're in a sub-battle with all of the NFC East channels here at Chat Sports, and I want to catch the Cowboys, and I want to beat the Eagles, and I want to dust the Commanders. So if you love the Giants and you want to be number one, hit that big red sub button. You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Let's get into it. We'll talk about Mario Goodrich right now and then Breon Borders around the corner. The New York Giants have claimed the corner, Mario Goodrich. He's 24 years old, 6 foot, 186 pounds, and he ran a 4.5 240. He was an undrafted free agent out of Clemson in the 2022 NFL Draft. He appeared in 4 games for the Eagles in 2023, has only played in 4 games in his NFL career. He did start 1 game last year and totaled 70 different snaps. He's been back and forth off the Eagles practice squad over the last 2 years, and his college scouting report says he is a physical corner who would probably be better playing on the boundary and in a zone scheme. He only played in 70 snaps, so not a lot of tape for us to watch, but I went back and looked at every game that he appeared in last year, 4 of them in total, but 1 of them not that many snaps, so we really only counted 3 games. You look at what he did in week 2. He had 39 snaps, had a PFF defensive grade of 64.7, a run defense grade of 65.0, and a 63.5 coverage game. That was the game he played the most snaps, whereas in week 15 and week 16, he played in just 18 snaps and 13 snaps. A solid coverage game for him in week 2 and week 6, but in week 5, not so much when it comes to the grade of 28.2. You look at some of his raw counting statistics in the 4 games that he did play for Philadelphia last year, had just 5 tackles, and honestly didn't really produce to the level that the Eagles wanted to, and that's why they didn't continue to use him as a corner on this team. He was targeted 10 times, and he gave up 10 completions for 118 yards, 1 touchdown, and a quarterback rating when targeted of 149.2. To be quite honest with you, when the Giants make signings like this, I like to see the good in them, and I try to convince myself, as well as the people watching, why the Giants did it. But today, I just can't do that. When you have been targeted 10 times in your NFL career and you allow 10 catches, you just haven't really put on tape that you're probably able to play in this league. So I'm curious what Joe Schoen, Jerome Henderson, and the rest of the New York Giants front office and pro scouting department saw in Goodrich. I will say this, he's going to have to earn a roster spot. And it's going to be possible, and actually probably he has a good chance to do so because of where the Giants' cornerback depth chart is right now. Outside of Deonte Banks and Nick McLeod, as well as Andrew Phillips, those jobs are up for grabs. And maybe Goodrich can come into camp. Giants saw some stuff on tape I'm sure that they liked enough to give him a contract. He can come in and do it, improve it, and make that 53-man roster. Or he could be a developmental practice squad guy, as he was coming out of college just in the summer of 2022. So still a young player, could maybe reach the potential that some people saw out of him coming out of Clemson. But he just hasn't really done it at a high level in this league, whether that be a lack of opportunity or a lack of NFL traits and skills. He has participated in special teams, and I'm sure that's always something that the Giants are looking at, as well as the other 31 teams in the National Football League. And the more versatility you have and the more spots that you could produce in, it's going to help you make the roster. He had 40 special team snaps for the Philadelphia Eagles last year with a PFF grade of 55.7. So with the addition of Goodrich to the New York Giants, this is now what your cornerback depth chart looks like. Deonte Banks, I bet, is your, or not bet, he is your CB1. That's a fact. He is your CB1. Cordell Flott, at this current moment, according to Brian Dable and Jerome Henderson, is CB2. Nick McLeod and Andrew Phillips have been alternating in the slot with the first-team defense. McLeod has also gotten some outside reps at practice. You still got Trey Hawkins, the second-year corner out of Old Dominion. You signed Trey Herndon, remember, earlier this summer following minicamp. You drafted Drew Phillips in that third round, who the Giants like a lot. David Long Jr. was signed right after the NFL draft. He actually started in the Super Bowl for the Cincinnati Bengals. You had Mario Goodrich. You retained Darnay Holmes in NFL free agency. You also have Hayes and Breon Borders, who we're going to be talking about next, as he was signed by the New York Giants over the weekend. With a new look CB depth chart, how you feeling about it? Be faux real. Get out your red pen for me and let me know your grade of the Giants depth chart. To be honest with you, I don't really think the addition of Mario Goodrich or Breon Borders changes much. I'm still going to go with a C. I don't think there's that much talent out there besides Deonte Banks. Maybe Drew Phillips as a rookie can raise my confidence through the preseason, but I'm still standing at about a C. We're going to talk about Breon Borders around the corner, and I'm going to tell you why the New York Giants signed him, and it's because he has a great relationship with Shane Bowen, the new defensive coordinator for the New York Giants, and he did have his best season in the NFL career under Bowen when he played for Tennessee. But first, I got to tell you guys about our proud sponsor, Game Time. Just in case you want to go to the first preseason game, which is about a week away for the New York Giants, you could do that by downloading the Game Time app and using the promo code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase, where terms do apply. I have used every single ticketing app out there, and none of them come close to Game Time. I've gone to concerts. I've gone to basketball games. I went to the Home Run Derby. I've gone to comedy events and shows, and none of them are as user-friendly, easy-to-use apps that make sure you get the best price for the lowest, or the best deals for the lowest prices guaranteed. You get last-minute tickets and flashes. You can buy tickets up until 30 seconds until the events start, even sometimes after the event has started. The app is going to let you know when the best deals are going on. They call those flash deals. The app is awesome from the point of you get to have a view from your seat that you are looking about and thinking about purchasing, and yeah, you get the lowest price guaranteed. So download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the promo code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase, where terms do apply. Use the promo code ChatSports, that's CHATSPORTS, and get $20 off. Shout out to Game Time for sponsoring today's show. Be a real one. Support the show. Support the sponsor. All right, the New York Giants also signed Breon Borders over the weekend. He's 29 years old, and I know he signed a couple days ago. I haven't got a chance to talk about him, and I just wanted to inform you guys on my thoughts on this move and really just make sure that y'all were up to speed. He was an undrafted free agent out of Duke in the 2017 NFL draft, and he has much more experience than a guy like Mario Goodrich. He has appeared in 32 games with 6 starts and 526 defensive snaps. So there is some NFL production there from Breon Borders. But the reason that the Giants made this move, outside of the reason that they need to add more NFL talent at the cornerback position, is because of the relationship with Breon Borders and Shane Bowen. Borders had his best season in the NFL in 2020 when he played for the Tennessee Titans, and his defensive coordinator, he was Shane Bowen. You look at what he did with Tennessee in 2020, and he played pretty damn good in those 6 games. He ended up actually starting 5 games for Tennessee, and when he was on the field, he played pretty damn good. And I want to correct myself. I said Shane Bowen was the defensive coordinator for the Tennessee Titans in 2020. He was actually their outside linebacker coach there. He became the defensive coordinator in 2021. So he was on the staff, just not the defensive coordinator. Obviously, he got to work closely with Borders. He allowed a completion percentage, though, of just 51.1 on 47 targets. That is an awesome number. And PFF graded him out overall at a 71.1. That is really good for their grading system, and a coverage grade of 71.4. So he played well on a defense that Bowen was a coach of. Relationships matter in this league. And now maybe he can come to the Giants and be a guy that produces and makes the roster and actually ends up playing on Sundays. He has not played, though, in the NFL since 2022. And in fact, in 2022, he only played 1 game for the Chicago Bears. So he's been out of the league for a little bit. Still just 29 years old, so can still be young enough to play and have enough tread left on the tires. I'm just not so sure if either Borders or Mario Goodrich are those guys. Joe Schoen has elected to go with the bargain shopping mentality when he's trying to add cornerbacks to this room. They are hoping to find a diamond in the rough. They signed Trey Herndon. They signed David Long Jr. They go out and they sign Mario Goodrich. They go out and they sign Breon Borders. I don't know if it's the best idea to just keep on throwing darts at the board and hoping you hit and hoping some sticks. Because once again, you look at the depth chart and, like I said, I can't give it anything higher than a C. And I think that that's actually being a little bit nicer than I probably should. Look, no disrespect to Borders, no disrespect to Goodrich or Herndon or David Long Jr. But none of them are guys that are going to most likely change the fortune for the New York Giants defense. So how about the New York Giants go out and use the $10 million they have in cap space or the additional 13 that they can create by restructuring Andrew Thomas and go sign a legit NFL corner. A guy that's going to be wearing a gold jacket one day. A guy that was still a top 32 corner in this league last year. That being Stephon Gilmore. Jeremy Fowler of ESPN says that the leader in the clubhouse to sign Gilmore is the Carolina Panthers. And if he doesn't want to necessarily only play for a contender, make him say no. I promise you, it's okay to overpay for Stephon Gilmore right now. It's only a one-year deal. He's going to help you now, but he's also going to help you in the future because you're investing in your investment of Deonte Banks and putting a guy that's been there and done that at the highest level in this league next to Banks, who's still a young player, is going to help you in the long term. Joe Schoen, go get it done. You need a legit corner. Stephon Gilmore's out there. Go make him sign the deal. If you want the Giants to sign Stephon Gilmore, hit that thumbs up icon. Speak it into existence. That's what I've been trying to do all summer long. Join me there. Like the video. And if you haven't yet, hit me up on social media. The first spot you would have found out about Mario Goodrich signing the Giants was on my Twitter. So give me a follow on IG and Twitter, and let's go Big Blue.